Hello and welcome back, survivors. This is Darius Torana, and we are here on the island, but we are not trying to beat it today. No, we're just going to be doing some taming while I talk about the much anticipated Aberration release. Now, with any amount of luck, by the time this video releases, Aberration will also have released. This video is supposed to come out on September 4th, which, by gosh, guess what? So's Aberration. However, we know Snail Games and Wildcard's track record, and so I don't have a ton of faith in them being able to successfully release this on time. That being said, they haven't changed the date yet, and it's about 6 days currently before the 4th right now. So maybe it'll release on the 4th, maybe it'll release on the 5th. I don't know. It might be like when Survival Ascended actually dropped and they were like, hey, it's going to release at this time on this date, and then they kept pushing it back like 2 or 3 hours until finally it was like 2 o'clock the next morning, which did suck, don't get me wrong. I was staying up super late and I took work off so that I could play it all day, and it was bad. So I'm not expecting to be able to play Aberration today, which is why this video is coming out today. And with any luck, tomorrow we'll get my first Aberration video. So why this video today, you ask then? If Aberration's not going to release today, or we're not going to get an actual Aberration video today, well, I would like to talk about the different things we are expecting on Aberration. Other people have done videos on everything that's been released and expected so far, so I'm following along with that trend. I'm doing it too. First up, we got the release date, which we have already gone over, the 4th, hopefully today. If it drops today, awesome. If it doesn't, I mean, it's Wildcard, what do you really expect? Next up, though, we have the key art, which is pretty cool. We'll go ahead and take a look at that. So looking at this, we obviously see some of the things that we have seen in the past, which are the rock drake. We've got some people in tech armor on their back. We have the light pets, bolt dog fighting off the nameless. Got the Reaper. You've got in the back here something new, the Yeeling, which we'll be going over in a little bit. The Ravagers. He's got the mining laser, and then in the back you have Rockwell's tentacles. Now all of that is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. It's all to be expected. There was the wingsuit in there as well. It's all pretty standard Aberration stuff, though. The only new thing on that art that I saw was the Yeeling, the new creature, which I guess we'll go ahead and go over next. So the Yeeling is the community-voted creature for the Aberration map. Now, because I don't do a video avatar or anything like that, you didn't see me do the air quotes around community voted, because there is a lot of controversy stating whether or not the Yeeling was actually the winner, because the very vocal, what people assume as the majority, wanted the jumping spider to be the winner. Very few people actually stated they wanted the Yeeling. Now, how these votes work is you ranked 1 through 10, and then whoever got first would get first, and yada yada yada, second, third, fourth. And it's a very complicated voting system, and I think that is why the Yeeling actually won. Personally, I didn't want the spider because I don't like spiders. But I do understand why people wanted the spider, because it looks like Lucas the spider, and he's very cute, blah blah blah. But we got the Yeeling. Now, I was looking for the actual dossier released for the Yeeling from like the community crunches, and for some reason I could not find it. Like what day it was released. This was in their downloads though, so I just went with this one. It looks like in the wild, they can cling to walls, they can glide short distances, and they seem to have some type of a ranged attack like the Thorny Dragon does. And I'm not sure if it's going to knock creatures out, but it also sounds like they can grab small creatures, so it might be kind of like a Caprosuchus Rock Drake type of thing going on, if this is the correct dossier. And then it says they might be precarious mounts, so maybe you can fall off of them, which would be an interesting and potentially terrifying thing. However, looking at the final promo art of it, I don't know if I feel like it's going to be able to shoot the feathers like it says in that dossier, because these wings look very leathery. So that dossier may not be like an official dossier. Our Wildcard may have just snagged it and put it in their dossier files. I don't know. We'll find out. But there's not a ton of actual real information released about the Yeeling. A lot of people are worried that it is going to be make it too easy for us to be able to get to like rock drakes and stuff. Yes, that would be bad. I do feel like, because rock drakes, getting down there, getting that all figured out is a very fun and very, like, it gives you a milestone to work for in Aberration, and I do feel like that is an important thing. Now, one of the important things to note about the Yeeling is it is a free creature. It is the free creature of Aberration, so you do not have to purchase anything beyond that. Beyond Ark Ascended, I mean. So, that's a good thing. The other thing that we are going to kind of look at that is free is, according to Wildcard, I haven't seen anything, however I did hear it may have gotten pushed back, but there's supposed to be an additional engine upgrade that also releases on the 4th, which should help fix performance issues in Ark Survival Ascended. If that is the case, hallelujah. I play on PlayStation, so sometimes my stuff looks like trash. Now, moving on from things that are free to things that are not, we are going to talk about the Bob's Tall Tales. Now, in the promo art of the Bob's Tall Tales, you see there are 3 sections. We've got the Cowboy section, the Steampunk section, and the Mad Max section. Cowboy section was released with the Scorched Earth. The next one to be released is with Aberration, and it is going to be that Steampunk section. Now, Bob's Tall Tales is $30 as a DLC. However, it includes all 3 of these. You do not need to purchase it each time. There's not additional purchases for each one, nothing like that. It basically is $10 for each. However, you purchase them all at once. I don't know why they did that, honestly. Stupid idea. Wildcard, don't ever do that again. That was really, really dumb of you. I would purchase all 3 of these. I like all 3 of these, so it was no problem for me to get all 3. However, I know people who aren't interested in Steampunk or interested in Mad Max stuff or interested in cowboy stuff. Honestly, all 3 of those don't always go well together, so releasing something that potentially could turn people away because it's all combined together, I feel like that's a bad business decision myself. However, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about what is releasing with this Bob's Tall Tales that we know of. So as of right now, there's not a ton that we know. Inside this picture, we can see skins, which is cool. There's like little goggles for the Rock Drake. I really hope that is like the glasses that were available. I loved those glasses. I want them for all of my creatures if I can get them. That would be super cool. There's also a little blimp Zeppelin thing back there. Now, that is a controversial item because it looks like it can fly, and it's releasing an Aberration, which is a no-flying map. That is leading a lot of people to say, pay to win, pay to win. Honestly, kind of valid this time. I wasn't super like pay to win stuff with the whole Oasisaur thing. Yeah, you can build a flying base. That's cool. But honestly, is it practical? Not really, honestly. I haven't seen people freaking out about it through the PvP stuff. Granted, I don't follow PvP, so if I'm wrong, let me know. If Oasasaur really shook up that PvP section. But honestly, I don't think the Oasasaur was that big of a deal. However, a flying blimp thing inside of a non-flying map does seem very pay-to-win and problematic to me. Now, speaking of the Oasasaur, there is a dinosaur that is releasing with Bob's Tall Tales that you have to have the Tall Tales to be able to actually tame. This time it's not some giant creature that can fly. This time it is, drumroll please, what a lot of people assume was the actual Community Crunch winner, the jumping spider. Now, the difference is, however, this is a shoulder pet, not a rideable jumping spider. Again, a lot of people are like, what the heck, wild card? This isn't what we wanted. However, this one seems kind of neat and fairly unique. So, I'm going to give them a pass on this one. Now, should it have been a paid-only DLC creature? Honestly, I don't see it as pay-to-win. We'll stop at that. I mean, I don't think any of the creatures should be unable to be tamed without paying for it. I think that if it's on the map, it should be able to be tamed if it can be tamed. But here we are. So here we are with Cosmo is what they call him. The Cosmo, sorry. Cosmo sounds like a name, but this is the Cosmo, not just Cosmo. Now, unlike the Yeeling, this one actually has a whole Community Crunch dedicated to it, which has a dossier and a very easy to read translated version of the dossier, which I will now read off. I've found just the friend to get you through these low places, but you're gonna need to keep an open mind. Though I guess anyone's that made it this far shouldn't be afraid of an itsy-bitsy jumping spider. Not to mention there's more to this shy little charmer than meets the eye. I'll later. With the horrors crawling around down here, it's easy to see why any spider might be a bit jumpy, and why it might have needed a clever new trick of its own to keep the shadows at bay. Cosmophasis seems to know when predators can be chased away by its own webbing. That same danger sense tells the spider to turn out the light when something comes seeking it. Domesticated, it's never easy to win someone who's had to hide their light away in dark times. But once you do, you'll have a ride or die angel on your shoulder to gain the spider's trust, and Cosmophasis will help you out of sticky situations and put its life in your hands for the toughest fights ahead. And I mean that literally. Your fuzzy new friend can gobble up the webbing of larger spiders to recycle as ammunition. Then you can use it as a handheld web shooter to slow down incoming enemies, snatch up items from the ground, and swing around like a spider-themed superhero. So, in the end, I think that sounds really, really neat for a creature, honestly. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, so, I mean, that's super cool. I guess it has to get webbing before it can use webbing, which does seem kind of odd, but I'm assuming that's going to be a balancing thing. So we'll see how it works out, but this is the Bob's Tall Tales exclusive creature, just so you guys know it. Now for the final bit of big news about Aberration that I could find. There is going to be a new... I don't want to call it a tame, because it's not. You craft it, it looks like. But let's go ahead and introduce you guys to Sir 5R Mate. So, obviously, that's a play on Survivor Mate, but it is going to be an automaton that is going to be like a personal assistant for us. So, from the description that I was reading about and videos that other people have put out about Survivormate, is he's going to be able to do some of the more mundane tasks for us, like getting resources, like sorting our boxes, which that's an interesting one. Maybe doing some farming stuff for us. So there's going to be stuff that Survivormate can do for us that a lot of people I've seen so far being like, oh my gosh, it's going to change Ark forever. And no, it won't. Especially if you played modded Ark Survival Evolve back in the day, because all of that was automated. You just had to be in the late game, which we don't know when this guy's going to show
what kind
up
of kibbles do
in the
Brontos
build
need?
systems, but I imagine he's going to be pretty expensive to build.
What kind of kibble does Brontos need?
I don't think it's going to be as big of an issue as people are putting it out to be, unless he's really cheap to build, and then that's going to be pretty crazy. But I can't imagine he's going to be super cheap to build. I think he's going to be a pretty expensive late game item that you can build, that you can have roaming around your base doing different things for you. I think it's going to be a great addition to Ark, because it's going to make it so that you don't have to focus so hard on doing some of the early game tasks later in the game. You'll be able to focus a lot more on doing things that you want to do. I also love the fact that like they're bringing in all this steampunk stuff, and they just brought in a little steampunk automaton. That's really cool to me. Also, the little picture that they have with the bulldog on the shoulder while he's bringing up ingots on a silver platter, I think is pretty neat. However, the touch is weird. I don't like the touching of the shoulder thing. I don't like it when people touch my shoulder when I'm doing things, so I hope he doesn't touch me. But, you know, that's just me. But that's going to be it for today, survivors. This is Darius Tarana again. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited about in Aberration, and also let me know in the comments if you are here pre-Aberration release, because I don't think it's going to release early in the morning on September 4th. I think that the earliest we're going to get it is late at night on September 4th. I think we're looking closer to September 5th, September 6th. However, I haven't been following their Discord. I am a member of the Discord, but I haven't been following it, so that's on me. Sorry about that, guys. I should be better informed about this stuff. I'm going to try to in the future, but with me being sick this week, and I've been dog sitting a lot lately to try and earn a little extra money, because I haven't gotten any money from YouTube yet, because 142 subscribers doesn't quite make any money yet, but I'm getting close. I'm excited, guys, and we're growing. I mean, heck, it's been a month and a half, I think, since I went full-time YouTube, and I've gained almost 100 subscribers in that month, so thank you guys so much, and as always, thank you guys for joining me today. If you enjoyed the episode, slap a like, throw some comments in there about what you're most excited about for Aberration Ascended, and as always, keep on surviving.